Welcome back. It's another GP opening round, and this is what we've got in store for you this week. We've got 4 races from United Kingdom, Japan, UAE, and Zandvoort in the opening round for you to see. And then tomorrow, final round, we've got Imola, Montreal, Mexico, and France. And it's going to be a tough one because we've got to go max points. And as you can see, scrolling up to the leaderboard, we've got Music Man, who has gone max 47s across the board. And we've also got P2 only dropping 1 point as well, 375. So it's getting very tough now in this flag range. But hopefully we can do some damage. And let's go with our first race, United Kingdom. And let's hope for the very, very best. Race number 1 in Silverstone, wet qualifying, and I didn't use Lando Norris. I should have used him, but I didn't think with a 37% chance of rain that it might come in. And you can see Pierre Gasly dropping down to P11, and it's going to be very tough from there. So Max Verstappen is going to have to play hold up at the front, and we're going to look at using the Prince boost when I find it to basically hold the field up and get Pierre Gasly through. So P2, P11 is what we need to do. And it's lights out and away we shall go. Max Verstappen, can he get a good start? And we haven't done the boost with Gasly, but Max is away at the front. And what about Pierre? Can he get some early spaces off the start? Can he get the rival? That would be a big move. Round the outside he goes, all the way around the outside. And Pierre Gasly absolutely motoring in this first lap, up to P7. And what about P6? Oh, that was our move there. And Pierre Gasly up to P7. And Max Verstappen is away at the front. But hopefully they come back towards him. And look at Pierre on that hex on conserve. Absolutely beautiful. And look at this, P5, and we're on conserve. Can he get P4 off conserve? Not quite. And Pierre Gasly, suddenly the magician in the wet. And he's hunting down one of the best wet racers on this game in Lando Norris. But we're going to hold for now. Max Verstappen with that Prince out front, absolutely gone. No catching him at the minute. Even with a blocking, he's just out of here. So let's move Pierre. Let's see if we can get him into P4 through here. Past Lando Norris. Not quite. But what about up into this section round the outside? Pierre Gasly is up to P4. And hopefully the rival and the AI will pit lap 3. That's what usually tends to happen here in the UK. We are hoping for a lap 3 pit stop. And we've got Max currently. Max is running away with it. 6.4 seconds with Prince. That's interesting. He's gone. And will they be coming into the pits? There's a strong chance they're coming into the pits this lap, these two ahead of us. Let's see. Will they dive into the pits? One car does. And we're left with Max Verstappen out the back. And crucial lap now. And we're going to have to try. This guy, Max Verstappen in front, surely going to be running out of tyres fairly quickly. And we've got about a 4-second gap to the cars behind. So we're going to lose some positions, but we should be very quick at the end of this. And surely, this Max Verstappen is about to run out of tyres. Can we get him, though, before the pit stop? He's out of tyres now, and we can. So we jump into P2. Max Verstappen out in the lead. But what about Pierre Gasly? Have we magically got him in the running of this race? Where's he coming out? Coming out P3. So, Pierre Gasly P3, Max Verstappen P1. And we've got to get now Max Verstappen, who is in the way. Around the outside, can we try it all the way? Not quite. And still, Pierre Gasly sits P3. And there we go. That is P2. That is a 47-point move, hopefully for us. And we should just hopefully have 2 laps of pure smoothness here. But a lot of the AI always pit lap 3 in UK. And you can see, based on the tyres, they all pitted lap 3. 22 cars pitted on lap 3, with just my 2 cars pitting on lap 4, and that has made the utter difference as we come around to start the last lap. Max Verstappen leads from Pierre Gasly in second. We've got Max Verstappen, Norris and the rivals AI Verstappen in P5 as he comes down last corner to try and get into the top 4. But at the front, we are on for a 1-2 finish. And we've got to go perfect this weekend. And we are certainly giving it a go. Max Verstappen coming around the last section to complete a dominant victory. And Pierre Gasly himself, great fight back from P11, P2. And opening round, race number 1, 47 points are in the bag. Race number 2 in Japan, and we have a Max account. We are given a tough choice at the start of this GP, and it is a Max account we now face. Look at Pierre Gasly back in P11 because of the Max account. We're making it hard this weekend. We're probably not going to go max points, I don't imagine, but we're going to give it a go. So Max, we're going to start, and hopefully we're going to stick with a bit of Gladiator. I think we're going to try and hold up the field, actually. Let's go. We can quickly do it. Rooster. We're going to go Rooster. I'm going to try and get Max Verstappen into the lead of this race and hold up the field. That's the plan. Can we do it? We're off. Lights out. Max Verstappen up the inside. Brilliant start. And what about Pierre Gasly? He's in the middle of the pack. Holds on to P9. He's got 2 places so far. And we've got a hard tyre out in second place. And that's going to help us massively. Can Gasly go up the inside of Hamilton? He can't. We're going to keep him pushing. Chance up the inside. No. But we end up losing a spot, which is great. So P10 for Gasly, and now we are going to just hold the pack, and that's going to be our best attack in this race. The best defence is in form of attack sometimes. And what about Leclerc? Can we get past Leclerc? We give it a try, and we'll give it a push down the main straight. 2 cars ahead of us, and we have a bit of a game lag here. And Max Verstappen keeping that behind, but not any longer. So we lose P1, but we gain it back quickly. And we're just going to try and hold the field up ever so slightly. And if we lose the position, we will push to get it back. As we are in P2, but we've got tyre management on our side. And there, I thought we had it then, but we're going to keep the power down the straight, around the outside, back into the lead. So, P8 for Gasly. Round the outside. So close to Lewis Hamilton there. We're right behind Lewis now. And we're going to boost and see if we can get past him up here. Through up the inside, please. Yes, we go. P7. We've still got Max out front holding him up. And this Max Verstappen behind us should go lap 5. This is key here. Should go to lap 5. And we're going to bring Gasly closer because we're going to have some soft tyre pit stops now. And it's coming down to some crucial parts of this race. So, Gasly goes around. Come back for the soft tyres. And he's in P3. Perfect. And now we're going to push Max and get him out of the way. So, we're doing all right so far. And we've asked Pierre Gasly to close the gap. What's the gap at the minute? 2 seconds. And we're now right on the back of this Verstappen. So we're coming in with both cars. We're going to stack a little bit. But I'd rather stack and get track position. Here we go. Verstappen, can he get a good stop without holding us up? Not quite, but we're back out. What about Gasly? Gasly in the pits. That rival didn't look like he did car servicing on there at all. And we're out in front of the Ferrari. So we're out in P4 and we're going to quickly close that gap. We're going to bring Verstappen back to the field. Crucial parts of the race. Verstappen leaving the door open for Pierre here. Can we go up the inside? We can try. Oh, thought we had him. Thought we had P3 then, and this game is really jolty. What about now? Can we go round the outside of Verstappen? What about the inside? Not quite. So, they're making it hard for us here in Japan. Gasly from a mile back. Still can't get it. And this is going to be tough to get full points here. We're right up against it. We're right up against the back of Max Verstappen as well. And we're now up to P. Oh, we've just lost it with Verstappen. Wasn't watching. And now we're right up against it. Can we get them back? There's one. There's Max Verstappen. What about Pierre Gasly? Can Pierre Gasly get him as well? Not quite. And we're right up against the limit on fuel. And now the rival will start pushing. But he should run out of tyres. Lewis Hamilton should run out of tyres at the end of this race. That is key here. And this team orders might come into play as well. Can we go up the inside? We can. We're up to P2. We're up against it. Wow, we've got hardly any fuel left as well. We've got the rival pushing behind. Rivals broke down though. That's absolutely saved us. We needed a good last corner. We've got a good last corner and we've survived. P1 and P2 in Japan. What a race. That was edge of the seat stuff. Another phenomenal race here. And look at this for a team matchup as well. 1773 versus 1831. What a race. 8 Hamilton, 8 Verstappen and a Max account as well. What a 47 points. Race number 3, Abu Dhabi. And after that absolute intense race in race number 2, God, we have race 3 very quickly. And we've got a lot better matchup this time around. Max Verstappen P2 and Pierre Gasly back in P9. But we're going to try and get him up the field. So, dead fast is coming out for us. And I'm going to hold the field up again, I think, at the front. So I'm going to be using my Gladiator, sticking on the mediums and trying to hold the pack to get Pierre through. That's what I've got to do without a level 8 second driver like Lewis Hamilton, Norris, Russell. So here we go. We are off and racing, and Gasly does get a good start, straight up the middle. And he's up to P7, but can he stick it? Crucial corner here. And can we get P6? That would be nice. We're going to cut Verstappen down. And what is that for a corner, a hairpin there? We've lost a position. And we're down to P8. And what about that dead fast? Can it help us through here? It gets a bit chaotic, but we keep P8. And we're just going to keep boosting up until this corner here. And then cut down. So P7 at the moment. And what have we got ahead? We've got 2 medium tyres, followed by some softs. So if we can keep this position, we're in for a good shout. As Max Verstappen already coming through half of this lap. Now, Pierre Gasly, P7, we're going to boost a little bit down this straight, get him a good slingshot out of it, and cut back down. So we're just going to close them up. And you can see Max Verstappen now has got Lewis Hamilton behind. And we're going to try and hold Lewis up without using too much tyres. That's what we've got to try and do. Whether or not we can do it fully, different story. So, P1 and P7. We're going to boost Verstappen through this corner and cut down. Same with Pierre Gasly. We're going to get him through here, cut down. So we should come out ahead of the pack. And Verstappen still holding up absolutely perfect here. And he will now fly off into the distance. So we're going to go mediums with him. And Pierre Gasly comes around for one more lap. And he's up to P4. And we're going to come back for some... What do we go for? I reckon hards and go the long game here. But we need to start closing this gap. So let's push Verstappen, push Gasly. What's everyone else come out? Soft. So Hamilton's got to pit again. Verstappen will have to pit again. And we're up to P3. Nice move there. And the hard tyre will be slower. But it's going to give us, with that extra fuel of dead fast, a lot more chance. to push our rivals close. We're going to hold the field up again with Verstappen. And we're going to come out in some clean air. Can we get ahead of the Ferrari? We can. P5. And what we've got ahead, so we've got to get ahead of Max Verstappen AI rival. If we can get ahead of the rival, we're on for a 47-point race here. And now we are in to a crucial part. Can we get ahead? Round the outside, rival pushes, so we can't quite get him there. We are definitely going to have 2 more pit stops ahead of us, and we should have enough fuel as well. So, come on, can we get Max Verstappen? Gasly been eyeing him up for half a lap now. And what about that dead fast? Can it send him flying through here? There's the move. Verstappen blocks off, but he's no match for Pierre Gasly, because Pierre Gasly is up to P4. Verstappen holding up the field now as well. And these are going to pit. So Lewis Hamilton about to pit. There's one car gone. And now we're right behind. So 2 laps to go. And Max Verstappen will definitely be pitting again. So we're going to just push our Verstappen, get him out of the way of any trouble. And now Pierre Gasly, can we get him ahead down here? We can. It's P2 for Gasly. 1.5 laps to go. And we surely have navigated a 47 point. And I tell you what, it's exciting racing from P9 to 11 every race. And getting up the field, because we are P1 and P2. Verstappen pits. The rival carries on for the last lap. And it's took us 8 or probably 7 and a bit laps. But we are now in to optimum points. 47-point position. As Max Verstappen comes through. The plan has worked a treat. We've holed up the field with the mediums. We've got Gasly all the way through. And we have got P1 for Max Verstappen. And Gasly not that far behind on the hards in P2. That's very, very good. 47 points again. 3 out of 3 navigated so far. Race 4. The final race of opening round at Zandvoort. And it's a decent matchup for us. So 2 tough matchups and 2 easier matchups, let's call it. P2 and P6. So I'm going to show you 2 strategies again, but the same strategy, different tyres. So Taurus for Gasly, and then we're going to put Kawhi on the mediums and make sure we can get Gasly through. And that Kawhi is so powerful for drivers. Honestly, you'll see here that Kawhi is the same as softs. It's amazing. So let's get Verstappen into the lead. And let's get Gasly. Oh, Gasly gets swiped by Russell off the start. And we've got Hamilton. And we're into P5. Up the inside of Russell. Thank you very much. P4. And now we set our sights all over the back of Max Verstappen. And that's P3 already. Gasly is on a mission on that Taurus. We don't want to push him as very hard though, so we want to save them tyres. And we're up to P1 and P3, and we've got a medium tyre ahead. And what did I tell you about Kawhi, guys? Medium tyres. Max Verstappen has checked out early at front. He's got a 5.2 second gap already in Zandvoort. And that gap is going up, 5.7. We must have gone off the track there in that corner as Max Verstappen came past us. And I can't really hold the field up because that Kawhi is so strong. So we're going to just take our time because Max Verstappen will pit lap 3. Leclerc will pit lap 4. But we can do 3 laps of soft pushing at the end thanks to Taurus. Taurus giving us the tyre management, the fuel and that cornering. And look at Max Verstappen. 6.9 seconds now at the front of this grid. Gasly coming around in P4. And they're closing on Charles Leclerc. He'll hold them up. But yeah, if I recommend you one boost on this track, guys, Kawhi is insane. That gap's growing. And I haven't pushed Max Verstappen once. We'll push Max Verstappen now. And we'll also push Pierre Gasly. So Max Verstappen for the rival will pit, or the AI. And now we'll close up on Charles Leclerc. Can we get him on this lap? P4 becomes P3. Does it become P2? It does. We're into P2. Now, these both are pushing now. Let's see what the gap does. 8.8. And remember, mediums out front, Gasly on the softs. Both pushing. And as Verstappen hits the pits, it's 9.3. That is how strong that Kawhi boost is. It's amazing. So Pierre Gasly peels around into the pits as well. And now comes in. Rest of the field will pit apart from Max Verstappen, who already has. And let's see if Gasly can close up on the softs with Taurus, or Kawhi will extend. What is the gap now? 9.8 seconds. And Max Verstappen is coming up to back markers as well, so he's going to get held up a little bit. But that is a safely navigated race so far. Coming down the straight, round the last corner, Verstappen does go off the track slightly, but he is through. That gap's out to 10.2 now, so Max Verstappen still extending through the back markers, making light work of them as well. P1 at the minute. Gap's down to 9.4 because of the back markers. But it does look like we have safely got through Zandvoort with Taurus and Kawhi. Back up to 9.5. Gasly catching the back markers. Max Verstappen absolutely flying out there. But I tell you what, it's been a tough first 4 races. It has not been easy. But I am doing some of the best races of my life. And we are scoring the points that are needed. As the Verstappen gets round, eventually, Verstappen gaps back up to 10.6. As Verstappen, what a win from him. Brilliant racing. Pierre Gasly will come home to score P2. And Max lapped both of the rival cars. Gasly finishes P2, 47 points. And you can see the rival just getting past now. As we snatch lovely points in this race. So, as the rival gets to finish, you have witnessed some brilliant racing, if I say so myself. 4 lots of 47 points in the bag. And I'll do the final 4 races myself. And we'll be back tomorrow for the last 4 of final round. But that is a very happy first 4 races indeed. You can see my hat-trick of P2s, which we're hoping to change to a P1 very soon. And yes, 4 races, 188 points in the bag. And we've got to catch up front, Music Man and Alex. Alex is a new entrant to the flag range, so he's obviously stepped up a little bit as well, or spent a lot of money. Up to you to decide. But we're keeping in there. We don't have a Series 12 second driver, but we certainly manage our own. Hope you've enjoyed that one, because I'll catch you in the next one.